What's up, weirdos? It's Chris with Tabletops and Tentacles, here with another indie tabletop RPG project rundown video. So this is going to be a little different this time. I've decided to take all of the projects that have come out in a certain time frame, or that I've sort of come across or decided to back, and do a separate little video for each of those that I'll be posting on our TikTok channel, and then compiling them together for a video for YouTube. So I hope you guys like this format. It lets me be a little quicker and snappier with each one. It also lets me spread the word to other locations and platforms. But I kind of like the idea of having them all in one chunk here. That way you see stuff that you're interested in, and maybe something that you wouldn't have thought you were interested in until you saw the video. So I hope you like it. Let me know below which one you are looking forward to the most. And as always, if you're looking for links, you can find them at tabletopsandtentacles.com/KSLink, or down below in the description. Hit like, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. Today we're taking a look at Our Haunt by Jamila Najati and Possum Creek Games. Our Haunt is a tabletop RPG about a family of ghosts built on the Belonging Outside Belonging system. It's a rules-light engine with no dice and no game masters, focused around tokens and community play. In Our Haunt, you play as one of the following playbooks: the Loved, who remains in the world hoping to find their lost love, or at least honor their memory; the Betrayed, murdered by violent means, trapped as a ghost until they get revenge; the Faceless, who died so long ago they can barely remember their true form; the Returned, who has seen worlds beyond death and is here to spread the word; the Doll, trapped inside the body of a doll and unable to express their true self; or the Cat, or the ghost of a cat, wandering these halls amongst these strange humans. Once you make your character, you develop the haunted house that you live in before exploring the strange and creepy world that exists around us. It's a really interesting concept. I think it looks like a really fun game. It's perfect for one-shots because each session is only 2 to 4 hours. As you play, you discover memories of the past, tussle with the living, dodge the ancient monstrosities that lurk beyond the veil, and support each other in a strange and liminal half-world. It is live on Kickstarter right now. They're killing it. They've made over $15,000 with over 400 backers, and there's 20 days left to the Kickstarter. This game looks really great. The artwork's beautiful in it. You can get the PDF of the game for $16, or you can get the printed version for $25. Our Haunt is 100 pages long in a half-letter size black and white book. There's a whole crew of awesome folks working on Our Haunt, and in addition to the PDF or the printed version, they're also offering a version with a t-shirt. So if that sounds interesting to you, go check it out. King Tut's Rootin' Tootin' Weird West Extravaganza. So this is an all-new, all-different Weird West RPG OSR zine from Planet X Games and Levi Combs. I'm very excited about this zine. It looks fantastic. So this is a world book designed for Weird West-based games. It is not an RPG system. It is a book giving you the tools and the world building and the stories, allowing you to create your own game in Boot Hill, Aces and Eights, Deadlands, Weird Frontiers, or any real Western-based RPG. This will give you the tools to create this over-the-top, crazy, Weird West game in one of those systems, or morph it into whatever little homebrew system you like playing. As they put it, whether you're playing traditional Wild West shoot-'em-ups from the early days of gaming, or you're robbing stagecoaches with fancy new rules, this zine will make games weirder. It introduces strange locations, bizarre new elements, curious NPCs, and unpredictable items with a weird Western feel. The art in it's fantastic. It's got a ton of really great old-school inked black and white art. Some highlights from this zine include downright sinister fellers, wicked folk and other old-timey rascals, them places what was damned, Miss Kitty's Roadhouse, the bordello of the Monster Girls, Dr. Solomon Potter's Weird West Dime Store Museum and Traveling Roadshow, Forsaken Gym Jams, Unusual Gigas and Other Creepy Objects of the Weird West, All's Fair and Fistfights and Gunpowder, Perks and Drawbacks of the Weird West, The Town That Dreaded Cream Filling, a low-challenge Weird West scenario, and The Chittering Lullaby of Father Locust, a mid-challenge Weird West scenario. I don't know how you go wrong with this if you have any interest in the Weird West, in wackiness, in fantastic old-timey sideshow style excitement, or anything along those lines. King Tut's Rootin' Tootin' Weird West Extravaganza is live for another 21 days on Kickstarter right now. You can get the PDF for $10, you can get the printed copy for $15. There's also a retailer pledge if you're running a little newsstand outside of an abandoned saloon in the middle of the West. Next up, we've got Apothecaria, a poultice pounder adventure from Anna Blackwell and Brian Tyrell. I love this game. I played it on... Good enough. What's up, weirdos? It's Chris with Tabletops and Tentacles, here with another Kickstarter indie tabletop RPG preview video. Today we're taking a look at Apothecaria, a poultice pounder adventure. If you already follow me, you probably know that I did an entire episode of this on Die Alone, my solo RPG podcast. You can find that on all fine podcast aggregators, and it goes a lot further into depth with what Apothecaria is. But this long story short, this takes Anna Blackwell's Apothecaria without the W system, and Brian Tyrell of Dungeons on a Dime's bristly wood Scottish forest from Beast Fables setting, and smashes them together into a super adorable, super fun, very accessible solo journaling tabletop RPG where you play a little critter cruising around in the woods helping out animals in need. You diagnose them, you figure out what type of ailment they have, what type of reagents you need to create the antidote or potion to heal them, and then you go on your merry way throughout the woods. It's really fun. I've played a few sessions of this now using the alpha version, which is free and linked on their Kickstarter page. My little character, Hamish the Hedgehog, cruised around helping characters and trying to increase the guild's reputation as he did so as well, which is a nice little mechanic. It keeps the world kind of cohesive. It also helps you build up to harder symptoms that you need to diagnose and worse ailments that you can help cure. I absolutely love this game. It's very charming. It's very simple on the surface, but as you dive in deeper, it gets a lot of depth to it. There's over 200 locations you can go to across the map. There are just tons of different reagents that you can forage for depending on what time of year it is or what type of terrain you're in. There are persistent events that happen as you travel. It's one of those games where on the surface it looks like it's, 3 little steps and a little journaling. You use a deck of cards to figure out what's happening. But as you continue playing, you get more and more into the world and your character and what's developing around you, and it turns into something really, really fun. I absolutely love this system. It is only $20 for print and PDF. You can get just the digital for $11, and it's on Kickstarter now until October 29th. It's one of my favorite little solo RPGs that I've played in quite a while, and I just absolutely can't wait to see the full version of it that includes pets and friends and more diseases and more things to solve and more things to forage for. What's up, weirdos? It's Chris with Tabletops and Tentacles, here with an Itch funding tabletop RPG preview video. This is End of the Line, a bad time game. So this is an interesting concept. It's sort of the tabletop RPG version of Final Destination. In End of the Line, you and your friends have just survived a horrible accident that killed tons of people. It sucks for them, but hey, at least you're alive. Unfortunately, Death is seriously pissed and will do whatever it can to balance his books. Your only hope for survival? Kill somebody else and add their lifespan to yours, and hope beyond hope you don't fuck up and die. Get through the day, plan during the nights, and try not to reach End of the Line. So this is a very simple game. It's literally a one-page front and back, so it's easy to dive into. It's obviously very tongue-in-cheek. If you're unfamiliar with Itch, it's just itch.io. Head over there, check it out, browse through all of the stuff they have. There is a ridiculous amount of super cool indie RPGs over there. So one of the cool things about Itch funding is they get the money regardless of how much money they earn on the Itch funding system. It's just a way to give them a little more exposure to it. You're not dependent on it hitting a certain goal to get the product because the product is already done and ready to rock and roll. All Itch funding does is it allows them to unlock and improve their game through different goals. If End of the Line reaches $300, they'll release an SRD for the Bad Time system, allowing other people to take the system and create their own games based off of it. They'll also be doing a jam for Bad Time games that other people have created. At $400, they're doing an End of the Line pre-gen and End of the Line slasher edition, which I'm very interested in. They also have things like fillable character sheets and pre-generated character sheets that can unlock. And the cool thing about Itch funding is you can get the game for $2.34 if you want to. But you can also pledge whatever other amount towards the creator and their work that you would like. It's a great way to do it. It's such a fantastic way to support indie creators. If you're unfamiliar with itch.io, go check it out. There are literally hundreds of games. There's bundles that you can dive into that will just blow you away with how many cool things there are. So End of the Line is a one-page game for 2 to 5 players, and it uses a D4 based system called Bad Time Dice, which escalate the risk of death every time your roll is failed. Usually that would be a bad thing, but in End of the Line, part of the fun is seeing your characters die in terrible ways. It's very tongue-in-cheek, it's very morbid. I think it's the perfect thing for October, and you can find it at urania-games.itch.io. You can also find links to anything I do videos for at tabletopsandtentacles.com/KSLink. Thanks again for watching, and thank you for supporting indie RPG and tabletop creators.